Ho, 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 and Merry Christmas in July. And again, welcome to another episode of Resin of the Living Dead. Today we are going to do something festive in the spirit of Christmas in July. So what we've done is we have a frog mold and we have our octopus mold. We've mixed some 2-part resin with some red, ruby red, small tongue mica powder, as well as some, I believe it's called golden green, with a little bit of glue in each. And what we're going to do is we are going to pour them in. We have already taken a moment to put in some UV resin with some eyes. You can see there, it's got some eyeballs in it. So what we're going to do is we will start with the green, and we'll pour a little bit of the green in. We'll do it up here near the legs so it can run down the sides. Very carefully. And then we will come over here to our frog and we will start at the feet and pour some green. Come up around the side and do this foot, and then come around, do this foot, and then come around and do this foot. And let's take our red and we're going to repeat the process, starting with our octopus. We made about 8 ounces, maybe a little bit more than 8 ounces total, so hopefully that is enough. Goodness, I hope it's enough. It is sweltering here on the East Coast. It is like over 100 degrees outside, and so my internal apartment air conditioner is working super hard and it is not cooling off, so it is absolutely miserable. So if you're in a place where it's really warm, please by all means stay safe. Stay cool, stay hydrated. Summer heat is nothing to mess with at all. All right, let's do a little bit more green over here. Even with the glue, I think this is going to start to cure really fast just because of the temperature in here. It's probably 90 degrees inside this apartment, and the air conditioner is set at 75, and it's working its butt off, and it's just not doing anything right now. The utility companies are going to just love everybody this month because of the high temperature and everybody running their ACs. Get that one little drop off. Okay. Did we do green over here again? No, not yet. So the plan is for the month of July to do a number of Christmas in July themed pieces. We will do some bowls. We will do some things like this. We will do all kinds of stuff in the spirit of holidays, and thinking about Christmas in July will maybe help us feel a little bit cooler in these hot summer months. It's supposed to be in the hundreds out here on the East Coast for the next couple of days. Whew, but it's a scorcher. I think it's supposed to be hotter even tomorrow. Then what we're going to do once these are done is we are going to put them in our pressure pot for 24 hours. And hopefully have a really nice result. That's the goal. Probably need my glasses. This one we are going to need to make sure we get that head completely filled without any bubbles. Whoa! Big glob there, but that's okay. So in the meantime, something to think about, and I'd like to see comments in the when this video is posted. What would you like Christmas in July Santa to bring you for your projects? When you wake up on Christmas morning, what would you like to find under your tree? Where were we? Let's just finish this guy out first. For me, I don't know. I haven't given it any thought. Much like the real holidays, I tend to have no idea. Definitely going to have some issues with the toes, but that's okay. We'll get that in a moment. Let's move back over to our octopus, because he needs some red, or maybe it was green. I don't know. I think I've lost track already. Trying to just get a steady trickle on this guy to kind of start getting it wrapped into those tentacles. Push a little bit out of the cup. I don't know if you can tell by video, but you can. It is really it's thickening for sure. did green last here, so we're working with the red. Let's go back over to the frog. Probably need my glasses next time. We'll scrape that off in a second. That was a little over poured. Alright, we're going to start at the toes again with the green on this one, and then we're going to we'll get a tool out and kind of work it in. I think we're nowhere near the top yet. What we're going to do is drip this in nice and easy. Alright, I think that foot looks okay. These do not. Let's and then we are going to, we'll get a little bit more red. All right, let's go back to the red. We have a lot left. We're gonna try to get some into this this tentacle portion is not filled at all. We're gonna need some more in here anyway to bring it up to the top, but we're gonna try to start here. Let's see. I think these are going to need some major cleanup in the end once they're demolded, but that's fine if they come out. We're going to put some more in these feet. You can see as we put that in there, it's pushing the resin in both directions. So hopefully that will help fill the toes. And we're going to do the same thing over here. Alright, that looks filled. Maybe a little bit more up here. Oops. Alright, we still have a lot of red and green left. Let's take a look at this guy over here. I think we're just going to put a little bit more green in the middle on the octopus. And then more green in the middle on the frog. I think they look good. Alright, let's give them a quick spray. And we do have a little bit of resin left, so let's get one of our bears out. We're going to slide him back a little bit. We'll pour some green. And then we'll use the red. And finally some red to fill him up. See how we're looking on our other ones now that they've been sitting for a minute. Froggy, he looks good. Probably put a little bit more in him just to top. And we'll just do a little bit more in the octopus just to bring him to the top on that tail end. All right, well, what we're going to do is we are going to pop these in the pressure pot for 24 hours, and then we will be back for the demold, and we'll see you then. All right, we are back to see how our pours went. We'll start with the little mini teddy bear because, you know, he's probably the easiest to demold. And we know he always comes out okay. And I say that, and it struggles to come out of the mold. Nice red and green. All right, we'll start with our octopus. Still a little bit soft, even though it's really hot in here, but we'll see how it goes. And we'll flatten him out. Maybe pop him in the refrigerator or the freezer to flatten him out. You know, that looks pretty good. Clean up the edges here. We'll clean him up. Now we'll see how the frog did. Now, when I took him out of the pressure pot, one thing I noticed was this. It almost looks like it may have sunken in a little bit. So I don't know what that means for the results, but we'll see here in a second. I'm hoping that it was just the separation of the mold itself, which it looks like it was. It doesn't look like it messed up at all. Oh, that came out really nice. No bubbles under the chin. We'll just do a little bit of actually, I don't see anywhere on the feet that it really needs to be cleaned up. It actually looks really good. Now we have one more step that we are going to do with these. So let me grab the last touch and I will be right back. All right, so what we have are some little knit caps, and what we're going to do, what we're going to attempt to do, is using some super glue. We're going to put this one kind of like this on the octopus, and I think rather than do that, to make it a little easier, let me grab my UV resin. Because I think what we can do is put a drop of UV resin at the front and then a drop on the side. So we're just going to put a little tiny drop right there. And then we're going to put the hat on. We're going to put the hat on where we want it to be, just like so. And then we're going to use the UV resin to glue it down, at least for this front dot. And see if that will hold it on nicely enough. No. All right, let's wipe it off a little bit. I think we're going to end up having to use the super glue. And I think what we'll do is just put, where's my Q-tip? Well, we'll put a little bit of glue on the front where we want it to go. I think this is where I'm going to need my glasses. And then let's just push it down a little bit so that the glue gets on it. And then we'll just hold it there a minute. Perfect. We're going to let that sit. And then for the frog, I think we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put it, this one might be a little bit harder to do. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of the glue on the hat itself. And then we're going to just set it right where we want it to be, like so. We'll hold it there for a moment while it hardens up a little bit. And we'll let that harden like that. And it did also come with these scarves, but I think for these molds it's going to be a little bit too big, but maybe not. Maybe we could get away with that on it, but maybe we'll just save it for the next one, or we'll let it dry. All right, well, happy Christmas in July. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. And if you hit the subscribe button, you'll get notified of future released videos as they're available. Again, shares are also appreciated. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.